Hi, I hope you're all doing well. So this session we're going to be looking at mobility, so particularly mobility in the shoulders and in the back. So we're still going to work on some core exercises, obviously, but we're going to spend a little bit more time standing, just sort of looking at the upper body and just getting everything moving. Rather than just thinking about strengthening the muscles all the time, we want to try and just keep them mobile. So come and find a space standing, feet underneath the hips. So just bring your feet close together, and then you're going to take the heels out and then the toes, so that eventually there the feet should land just underneath the hips, and just take a few moments to rock the weight forward and back. So just find a bit of movement in the feet. You might want to just walk the heels as well, just treading them into the floor. And just try to relax the arms. Don't think about the upper body just yet. Just think about moving through the lower body. Okay, and then from there, just bring your heels down, and we're going to move through the hips first. So before we find our standing, fixed standing posture to begin with, we're just going to let a little bit of movement come into the body first, just to loosen everything up. And also, as you're moving the hips, just think about how the back is feeling, particularly in the lower back here at this point. Okay, and then just let everything come back to the center, and let's work from the feet up. So we want to think about spreading out the toes, really widening the base of the feet there, and making sure that the weight is nice and even through the feet. So think about the 3 points. You want to think about the base of your big toe, little toe, and then the heel. And just try to spread that weight evenly. Then from there, just bring your attention up to your knees. Try not to lock the legs out, just keep them soft, but also just hold a little bit of tension in the thighs. From there, think about the pelvis. So if you want now, just let the pelvis tilt forward and back a little. So you can bring your hands onto your hips and just shift that pelvis so that we work through those two extremes. So forward, back. And what we want to do is find the point in the middle, okay? And that point there in the center is neutral spine. So we're engaging through the tummy muscles. We're letting the tailbone just draw down towards the floor. Okay, so we're nice and still here. We then want to come up towards the chest and just keep everything open. Shoulders pulled back. So just actively think about now just squeezing the shoulder blades together slightly. So you've got a bit of tension in the postural muscles so that your chest can open and breathe, and then your arms are relaxed. Okay, softening through the hands, elbows. So we're present and we're ready to move. From here, just now think about your breathing. So we're going to breathe in through the nose, and then you're going to exhale out through the mouth. And I just want you to continue this at your own pace, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. And I want you to find as much length through this breath as you can. So think about how long it takes you to breathe in and out. Just try and keep that slow, steady pace. Keeping that control. And noticing the difference when you breathe in and then when you breathe out. So when you inhale, think about how the rib cage expands. And then when you exhale, just feel that part soften. Now, keeping this pace, keeping this breath going, I want you to now just take your head over to one shoulder. Just notice how this feels in the neck, and then you're going to find that on the other side as well. And then just start to let the head roll. So just bring the chin down towards the chest and just let the chin just roll to each shoulder, just releasing through the back of the neck, just noticing how it feels. Just softening those shoulders down your back. Being mindful of the neck, because it can be a really sensitive place. So take your time. And then you're going to gradually then just let the chin drop down towards the chest. So just let the head hang here. So you're keeping that engagement through the tummy. Shoulders are still pulled back. and then your head rises. We look forward again. And we're going to go into side bends straight away today. So we're going to let the hand just slide down to each knee, right and left side. So you're softening through the knees slightly, you're relaxing the arms and the shoulders, and you're just letting the body tip to each side, just from the hips up. So try not to let anything move from the hip down. So you're creating this stretch and this opening side bend each time you reach down. And try and get your breath to link with this movement. So when you breathe in, that's when you come to the center, and then when you exhale, that's when you reach down into that side bend. And as you're reaching to each side, keep the weight even through the feet. Notice again how this is feeling on the lower back, and keep that engagement through the abdominal muscles. Because if you squeeze and control here, we're protecting the lower back. And then you can then start to maybe just take the hand away from the body. So if you keep that engagement here, you're protecting the spine, and you can create a deeper side bend. Okay, finding more of a stretch. And use your breath. If we breathe in, we hold on to tension. So use that out breath to reach away. Just take this a couple more times. Then come back to the center, and then we're going to move the shoulders. So just start by slowly rolling them back. Okay. Noticing if one side feels different this today. Just keep the movement slow, really controlled. Okay. And you can either stay here. You might want to bring the hands onto your shoulders, maybe circle the elbows, or maybe even if you have the space at home there, maybe just take a little shuffle forward, depending what you've got behind you. Take the arms long. Okay, so there's a few options there that you can take. And as you're circling the arms, notice the rib cage, notice the abdominals. Are you letting everything go? Or can you keep that engagement as you move the arms? So you're still controlling through the abdominals there. Then let's just reverse this and find that the other way. So again, just shoulders. You might want to go with the elbows, or you might want to fully lengthen those arms. If you are lengthening, really think about controlling here, okay? Just take a couple more and then let those arms go. Okay, so just let the tension release from the arms. Now we're going to breathe in, reach up. As you exhale, just let that tension go. Breathe in and out. Okay, a few more times. And release. Okay, so we're going to stay here standing. Then what I'd like you to do now is just start to roll down through the spine. So we're going to bring the chin to the chest, let the shoulders drop forward, and just work through the upper back first. So slowly start to roll down, soften the knees a little, and then you're going to reverse this and roll back up. So we're not going too far, about halfway to begin with. So breathe in at the top. As you breathe out, let the head drop down. You can see from the side shoulders. Roll through every vertebrae as you come down. And then slowly roll back up. Okay? So try and isolate every vertebrae in your back. Okay. Well done. And then just slowly roll back up to stand. All right, from there, we're going to keep the feet in parallel, stay standing. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to take our arms up, take them out to the side. We're going to think about now isolating from the hip. So just shifting the rib cage. So what I want you to do, keeping the palms facing down actually today. So I want you to now reach to the side, right or left first, and try and isolate your rib cage from your hips. Breathe into the center and then exhale and reach the other way. Okay, so we're keeping the arms long, reaching to each side. As you reach, think about shifting the rib cage and engaging through the tummy muscles. Okay, try not to lean forward or lean too far back. So breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so engaging through the tummy, reaching to each side. Try and keep the weight as even through the feet as you can. Okay, one more to each side. Very slowly. And then you're going to come back to the center and release those arms. Just relax them for a moment. Okay. And then we're just going to take some squats. Just bring some attention to the legs just to release the shoulders for a moment. So just bend the knees, drop the hips down, and then lift. So exhale to lower, breathe in to rise. Okay. So you're bending the knees, hinging at the hips, engaging through the tummy, and we're making sure that our knees stay in line with the feet. So just check in with the legs, make sure the knees aren't rolling in or turning too far out. You want your weight to drop back into the heels. And as you lift, also think about using the glutes. So as you squeeze the glutes, we push forward and then we bend down. Okay? Arms are just there to help you balance. It's up to you how far you go. Okay, just take a few more and then lift. Okay, so let's just bring that attention back to the shoulders then. So we're going to keep the feet in parallel. So we're going to add and build onto a little sequence. So the first part of the sequence is we're going to take 2 shoulder rolls back. You can either do it with this, or this movement. Okay, so you've got the 3 options there to play with. So right arm goes back first. So we circle back twice, just moving through the shoulder, keeping the body still and engaged. Then you change to the left. So we take 2 on each arm. From there, your arms come up, palms face down. We're going to take 2 twists. So engaging through the tummy, reaching your arms to the right and then to the left. Good. And then from there, we open out. We take 2 side bends, reach over, opening through the rib cage, palms facing up here. Okay, as the arms come out, we then circle them under, but we're going to drop them down. So we circle down and then back, down and then back. Then from there, let the arms go and we repeat that again. So that last movement, arms wide, you cross forward and then you open back, cross. And what's happening with the shoulders, they're coming forward and back, forward and back. Okay, so you're not moving here much, you're just moving here. So let's try that again. So right arm, 2 circles back, either here, here, or just the shoulder. Then the left side. Okay, reach the arms forward, take 2 twists, right and left, engaging through the tummy muscles, keep the core switched on. Then from there, open out, 2 side bends, right and left. Okay, and then from there, cross down and open, down and open. Release the arms and repeat. So 2 circles. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in to lift the arms, exhale to twist. Breathe out on that twist. Then open, 2 side bends. Well done. And then from there, oh, she's forgotten. There we go. Come forward and back. She's gone, what? And then release. Okay, one more time. So right arm, try and keep the hips and the body still as you circle the shoulder back. Good. 2 twists. Just take your own pace. Okay, good. And then just release and let those shoulders go for a moment, okay? So just do what you need to do, shake those arms off. And then what we're going to do is turn the heels in so the toes are turned out, okay? So we haven't done anything in this position for a while. So what we were looking to do here is warming up the inner thigh muscles. So we want to engage all through the legs and the glutes. So standing in this position then, tailbone is tucked under. So you want to think about pushing the hips forward and engaging through the tummy. So releasing the lower back, that's what we want to avoid. So think about squeezing the butt and pushing those hips forward. And try to keep the legs locked out. So if you've turned the toes too far out, I've not got the best turnout. So I'm a prime example of this happening. If I go too far out, my knees start to buckle. So I actually need to bring my feet just a little bit closer together. So tummy's engaged, squeezing the glutes, everything pushing forward. And then just think about squeezing the ankles together, squeezing the inner thigh muscles so you're lifting up and out of the hips, okay? From here, arms can either just relax or you can bring them onto your hips. We're going to focus on legs. So reach your right foot forward, point the toes in front, okay? So if anyone's done ballet, this is like basically tendu exercises. Then we bring the heel in. Then we're going to point to the side, reach out, and then in. Then you reach back. So point, and then bring the heel back in. Okay? So we're going to find those 3 points on both legs. Left leg. So extend the leg forward, point, and then in. Point to the side, in, back, and reset. Okay? So 3 points. Keep the leg long. Squeeze and engage the leg muscles the whole time. So as you're pointing forward, side and back, changing the legs, think about the supporting leg. Okay, so you're really squeezing and pulling it up and out of the hip. All right, we're going to have a slight change here. We're going to take 3 points, and then at the last one, you're going to plie, and you're going to take a little squat with the toes turned out, push the knees out in line with the toes, and then squeeze and lift back up, okay? Other side, point, forward, side, back, in, drop down, and then squeeze and lift up, okay? Other side, right and left again, drop, think about coming down and out, and then squeezing in and up, okay? So I want that plie at the end to be nice and slow. Really think about pushing the knees out and then squeezing in. One more time on each side. You should feel those glutes working, especially when you're taking the leg back. Okay, last one. Good. All right, and then just pull, lift, squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then what we're going to do is turn the heels back out, keep them in parallel. And we're just going to lift and lower those heels now. So just bringing the attention to the feet. So squeeze the ankles together, lift up onto the balls of the feet, and then try to slowly lower back down. That was a terrible example. Okay. So just feel that weight transfer forward. And just check the body as you do this. Okay, so as you lift and lower, try and keep the tummy muscles engaged. Try to avoid any releasing happening in the lower back or overcompensating and pushing forward. Try and keep this all in the calf muscles, all in the legs. And slowly descending down. So it's the lowering down that we want to focus on more. Okay, a couple more times. And then you can walk those heels and just release for a moment, okay? So now let's slowly roll down through the spine and make our way towards the floor, okay? So you're going to drop the head down, let the shoulders relax forward. Take your time, work your way all the way down towards your feet. So soften your knees as much as you need to. Relax through your arms and your shoulders, and then we're going to slowly roll back up. Okay. All right, so breathe in at the top, exhale, lower down, slowly rolling through the spine. Take your time. And then releasing that up. Okay. Breathe in breathe out. This time we're going to stay down, holding that forward fold. So relaxing through the neck, relaxing through your shoulders. And then from here, I want you to just walk your hands in front, just take all fours. And it might feel nice for a moment to just open the chest and release through the spine. So just working through the back a little bit more. Breathe in to open, breathe out to close. Okay. Good. And then from here, we're going to come and find a seated position straight away. So bringing the legs in front today. Okay. Let's bend the knees so the feet are flat. And you're going to keep the hands behind the thighs. We're going to come straight into roll back. So something familiar. All right. So before we go in, we want to find that length through the back. Keep the tummy muscles engaged. Shoulders are pulled back. So take a deep breath in. As you exhale, try not to cling onto the legs too much. Just keep the hands light, keep the grip light, and then just curve. So release. Think belly button to spine, rolling down halfway. As you breathe in, lift the chest, rise and lengthen. Then breathe out, lower down again. And then breathe in and come back up. So exhale, release. Breathe in and rise. If you want, keep the hands where they are. Otherwise, you can release them off. Let them reach forward. Just take that grip away, take that support away so that you're using the abdominal muscles a little bit more. Breathe in to lift, exhale to lower. Okay, and then we're going to just, if you need to in between, rest, okay? So if you need to take a break, just come back up. You can always just bring those hands around the ankles and just lean forward. Then what we're going to do is twist. So we're going to lower down, we're going to twist right and left 2 times each side. So you're going to go to the right, left, left, reach forward and then rise, okay? So take hold of each hand, turn your chest and shoulders to each side, keeping the elbows wide, and then you lift. If you need to break it down in half, just take 2 twists and then lift from there, okay? So come down, right and left, keeping that brace through the tummy to support the lower back. Option, if you've got the hands behind the legs, pull the elbow back, keeping the other hand on the leg for that little bit of support. Again, you can do 2 or 4. Okay, we're going to try and do this 2 more times. Good, keep that tummy braced. Last one. And then just rise and take a fold. So extend the legs, soften the knees if you need to, and then just fold forward. So just releasing through the neck and shoulders. Just stretching out the back of the hamstrings there. Softening through the upper body. Good. And then from there, just rolling up through the spine, bring your hips forward. We're just going to roll onto the back. So as you come down, bring your knees in towards your chest. Just give them a hug and take a little rock side to side. Okay. All right. So from here, your next exercise is toe taps. So we're going to bring the feet off the floor again. Your shins, I want you to keep your shins parallel to the ceiling as much as possible anyway. I'm lucky I've got a camera I can see if I have or not. Then the knees in line with your hips. So just make sure, for instance, that the knees aren't here. Because if the knees are too close to the body, it takes any kind of hard work or engagement through the abdominals away. Okay, so you're not really turning them on. You want to bring your knees in line with the hips so you can feel the abs engage. You can feel the difference from here to here. So you can just play around with that if you want to. And then we're keeping the tummy muscles engaged so that our lower back doesn't release from the floor too much. It's okay to have a tiny gap there. We don't want to press down too hard, but we also don't want to have a huge gap. So just keep that engagement there through the tummy. From here, just keep the arms by your side, palms facing down, and then we're just going to take the right foot to tap down to the floor, and then you're going to lift. So exhale down, breathe in and rise. And just focus on that movement to begin with. Just the legs, tapping one at a time, and really just noticing what is happening in the midsection. So keep the core engaged. Try and get your breath out to tap, and then the breath in to lift the leg. Finding that connection between breath and movement so you can find control over the movement. Okay, if you want to, what you can do now is bring your opposite arm into this. So as you tap the left foot down, for instance, your right arm goes back so that we're keeping the shoulders mobile as well. Okay, so exhale out, breathe in to come in. Okay, just check in with the shins, make sure that they're parallel. If that's too much, just go back to the legs. Or another option you can always take is actually working from the ground up. So you can release the heels and lift and lower each foot instead. So you're still keeping the tummy muscles engaged, but it just takes the intensity off the exercise, okay? So just have a little play around with the options, what works for you. We are doing it for a little bit longer, so stay with the toe taps. Okay, one more progression from here. Obviously rest if you need to. What we're now going to do is take the leg out with the arm. Then what you're going to do is as the arm comes down, you're going to lift the chest slightly and then lower. Other side, we tap out, lift. So as you bring the hand in and the leg comes in, you squeeze the abdominals to lift the chest and shoulders, and then you lower back down, okay? So this is a little bit harder. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Okay, last one. And then just rest by bringing the knees in. All right. Woo. Okay, so just let the heels come down. I want you to just lift the hips up nice and freely today, just to open up through the front of the body. So squeeze through the glutes, push through the heels of the feet, and squeeze your inner thigh muscles in. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly roll down through the spine until your hips are the last thing to land. Okay, we're going to do that again. So just relax the arms, drive through the heels, squeeze the glutes to lift the hips up. Try and hold in that position for a breath or two, keeping the chin gently tucked into the chest. And then we're going to slowly roll down and release. Okay. Okay, let's just take this one more time. And then just let it go. Good, and then at the end there, just bring those knees in one last time, just rounding through the back. Take a little rock if that feels good. And then we're going to roll onto one side and make our way back to seated. So just finishing with the legs crossed or in front. We're just going to take a few movements through the back just to get everything to move again. So just let the arm come over into that side bend. Opening the chest, keeping the shoulder rolled back, and then just find the other side. So breathe into the center, Exhale on the side bend. And again, one more, keep it to each side. And then just coming back. Okay, let those arms release. Just let the shoulders roll a few times. And then you're going to let the hands just come back behind you, press them into the floor so you can just open the chest and just feel this energy just stretch out through the front of the body. Breathing in as deep as you can. And then from there, just slowly release, just roll forward, releasing the neck and shoulders. And then just rolling up through the spine, lifting the head. And let's just take one last breath in. So just let the arms rise, bring your palms together. And thank you. Cheers. Oh, so let me know how you got on. A little bit more mobility focus on this one, rather than core. Well, apart from the last exercise, it's quite a bit there. So yeah, let me know how you got on. Any questions about anything, just let me know, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye.